Movies.
Mostly movies.
Always the movie. Anyway.
Usually movies.
That's right.
Well, did you miss us?
I bet you did.
Did you miss us? Well, we got a little behind on things, but we're back today with two movie reviews. So we're going to post 2 videos today for movies we've seen recently. And then, who knows, we might go to a movie tonight.
Who knows?
It could happen. Anyway.
It might.
So the first thing we want to review is Roofman, which we were very excited to go see. Now, once again, the way we do this, we're encouraging you, go see the movie and then discuss. So these reviews are discussions, and they always are spoiler discussions. We're not here to discourage you from ever going to a movie.
Nope.
Unless you listen to an entire in-depth discussion of it and then get discouraged. I don't know. I wouldn't understand
Can't do nothing about that.
point of view.
You might watch our video first and then be like, I don't want to see that. Well, maybe we've done our job, maybe we haven't. But we saw it, so maybe you don't have to.
No, that's not the idea.
No, that's not
You've seen it, and now you want to talk about it.
We've seen it, we're going to discuss it. We've sort of evolved from reviewing to just discussion.
Discussing. This is like a book club, okay?
Yeah.
Cinema girl.
Cinema Squirrel.
All right, so Roofman. So
Yeah.
based on real events,
Right.
this is the story of an ex-military guy who goes on this burglary spree by hammering through the roofs of various fast food restaurants, hence the name Roofman, ostensibly to afford better gifts for his daughter. That seems to be what the movie's telling us. He of course, gets arrested, then escapes from prison, hides out in a Toys R Us, starts venturing out and building new relationships in the community, which ultimately complicates his biggest burglary yet.
Yeah.
So, Roofman, starring Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst and
Peter Dinklage.
LaKeith Stanfield, Uzo Aduba, and Juno Temple were some of the names. A lot of really good people in this movie. Squirrel, tell me your thoughts.
So, yeah. This is kind of true for, I don't know, for me, any kind of crime movie.
Okay.
Sometimes Hollywood loves to be like, look, crime does pay sometimes. Ocean's 8, Ocean's 11, Ocean's 13, all those Ocean's films. And I know there's some other, I'm blanking on the magicians taking over Las Vegas and stealing stuff. And maybe it shows like crime can pay when you're smart. And I did like that there is a police report where they go, this man is smart, but he's also an idiot. And it's like Channing Tatum is good as portraying very smart, calculated, but also stupid at the same time, which that's quite an achievement. I really believed his character was very calculating, but also not too bright. He did some things that I'm like, really, man, that's what you're doing? So I could not believe when you told me, like, I knew it said based on true events, and I thought, well, maybe it's just the breaking into McDonald's, because here's something which stuck with me from this movie, where he's like, how many McDonald's do I need to break into to have a better life, a better house, and better gifts for my daughter? Turns out 45 McDonald's needed to be broken into. He broke into 45 McDonald's in real life and in the movie. Right. That's a lot. So anyway.
Yeah, and he's sort of touted as this, like, he's like a nice guy. He's a nice burglar.
Yeah, a friendly criminal.
Because, what he does is he bashes his way through the roof, then he lands in the fast food restaurant. I don't even know if he tries to do any form of rappelling. I think he just falls.
He just drops in.
And then then the people come into work and he's like, didn't expect me, did you? I mean, after I've done 45 in town, you wouldn't expect me to be here with a gun. And then he makes them go into the cooler or even the freezer or something, and takes the money and lets himself out. And I guess he needs them to like unlock the safe or whatever.
Right.
And then he's like, he even like, use my jacket if you must. because I am a good guy burglar. And then he calls the police or whatever on his way out so that, they don't freeze or whatever. And so in many ways, he is like his victims, calm, cool, and collected.
Right.
That was supposed to be a joke. Okay. So anyway.
And a lot of people said charming. He's very charming. And it's like, okay, so was Ted Bundy, but look where he ended up. So, yeah, it's like you can be charming all you want. I don't know. Maybe movies where criminals are super charming just, I don't know, rubs this squirrel the wrong way that I'm like, yeah, but he's still a criminal. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like, I love police procedurals and that kind of thing. I'm not into that either, but I can appreciate a good crime movie if the criminals are kind of based on, I don't know, he's kind of terrifying people. Like a lot of these people are interviewed after going, well, he seemed very charming. He gave me a coat. I was cold. And it's like, yeah, he also had a gun. Wasn't that terrifying?
Right.
But because he's kind of cool, calm, and collected, and charming, everyone just seems to like, yeah, okay, you're robbing us. Cool, I guess. It was only the last robbery, which was his big score, felt the most real, where people were kind of scared and didn't know what to do and acted like humans.
And it gets a little messy.
Right.
And actually it was one of the few moments where I kind of, I don't know, enjoyed some of the characters, which brings me to my thought, which is that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
Yes.
And that is, so within that truth, there's a very compelling story available to you. However, strange truth is not a movie.
Right.
And this movie, I think, suffered from maybe its determination to stick to the truth. In fact, I read that Channing Tatum was talking to the real Jeffrey, whatever his name was, the real life criminal. Sometimes was talking to him 4 times a week in this process, maybe trying to get it right, which in a way, that's cool. But and then it made me think, gosh, maybe I should call my friends more often. I don't want to talk to them 4 times a week. But anyway,
yeah, don't have a criminal make us look bad. Sorry, friends. We will chat and email more. We promise.
But I think maybe they were so keenly aware of like the real criminal's involvement in sort of the formulation of the movie and the portrayal. I wonder if they started to just feel like they couldn't take any fun license with it. Personally, to me, when I saw Peter Dinklage was going to be in this movie, I was like, heck yes, because I love a Peter Dinklage movie,
right.
And he can be so fun. And I thought, as a manager of a Toys R Us, and heck, just being in a Toys R Us, I thought this, which that was super nostalgic.
Yes,
when he goes
I wrote that down in my notes. Super nostalgic.
When he goes into that Toys R Us for the first time, while it's open for a change, just goes through the door like a customer, I was like, whoa, I forgot what it was like to be in a Toys R Us. And they did an amazing job of bringing one back to life. I was like, yes. Like, it was amazing. It was like one of those things where you do Google, you go back in time and Google and look at places and that have changed since there's been extra construction. And you're like, whoa, I forgot this corner used to look like that. It was like that. It was amazing. But I feel like there should have been more fun had with this movie.
Yes.
And I feel like it kind of got into a trudge. And I felt like the whole relationship with Lee, Kirsten Dunst's character, was super uncomfortable for me. I don't know. How did you feel?
Yes, and mainly because we are with Channing Tatum, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Who goes by the pseudonym, was it like John Zorn?
John Zorn.
That sounds like something Steve Carell comes up with.
I feel
John
like that's
Zorn.
like a famous jazz musician or something. So
okay.
Who knows? He just like...
But knowing that we've been with Channing Tatum and we know he's lying and he's lying through his teeth, you just feel bad for everyone involved that he seemed like, again, he seems so charming and it's like, yeah, but I'm kind of creeped out because he's making stuff up on the fly, which no one goes, that sounds made up and questions him on it. I know I might if I was in that church group. Oh, and to your point about the fun, yes, Ben Mendelsohn and Uzo Aduba, they were the most fun in the film as the runners of the church.
Yes.
They just seemed happy-go-lucky, having a lot of fun, genuinely interested in Channing Tatum. When he said, I work for the government, it's all top secret, they were like, ooh, tell us more. Oh, you can't.
They were having a great time in this movie, and we were so appreciative of that.
Yep.
And Squirrel leaned over to me and was like, can we just follow their story
Right.
instead? They were fun characters. I don't know if somebody just wasn't paying attention to them and they just went for it and just breathed all this life into their part, which was just a nice breath of fresh air.
Right. A joy to see him just having fun. Like you said, having fun with their parts. Like Ben Mendelsohn sings. It's like, this guy was scary in Star Wars, and look at him singing as a pastor. Great stuff.
So sometimes I like to really look at the title of the movie and see if there are like any other layers in that. And so I thought, I don't know. I also confess this movie made me a little sleepy, and so I don't know if anybody makes this connection in the movie or not. It's possible I missed a second. But Roofman, who's another famous roofman? Who is a famous, legendary, beloved character, beloved by children, who shows up on the roof?
Fiddler on the Roof? You got Squirrel in the headlights. I always panic at these questions.
All the kids are crazy for Fiddler on the Roof.
Weren't you?
Santa Claus.
I was about to say, I had Fiddler on the Roof bed sheets, pillowcases, lunchboxes. I was big on that. If I was a rich man. Yes, Santa Claus, and yes, good point, because he does donate a bag of stolen toys.
He donates a bag of toys, and he becomes interested in Kirsten Dunst's character. He's kind of observing them with the baby monitors, and it's kind of, that part's pretty intriguing, where he sets up his little creepy little observation nest in Toys R Us, and then he's actually like changing their work schedules and stuff, and that is true. He really, in real life, the person did that, which that's pretty impressive.
Which, when you found that out, I was making that point earlier. When you found that out, I just could not believe that. I was like, well, maybe just the breaking into McDonald's is true, and not the living in a Toys R Us. That couldn't be true, right? No one could do that for as long as he did. Nope, that's true. And truth is stranger than fiction. He got worried that he was living in real life. The Jeffrey person got worried that he was going to get discovered, so he moved next door to an abandoned Circuit City and lived in there for a little bit. And it's like, still with the baby monitors watching people. It's like super creepy and real.
Well, so I feel like we've seen a lot of movies lately where a big part of the plot is one of the characters is lying.
Right.
Like, this is happening a lot.
We've seen a lot of films
A lot of movies where you're like, whoop, this is a lie, and how long is it going to be before this is revealed to be a lie?
Right.
So once again, excuse me, I'm on my third coughing review, and one day I'll be done with this feeling. But so big lie going on, which throws a cloud over the whole Kirsten Dunst character storyline. And for me, in our recurring Justice For segment, for me it's Justice for Lee, her character, because I really think, she's already a single mom. She meets Channing Tatum. She just thinks she's going to be having a little like new relationship and maybe a little escape for her. She wasn't even planning on really introducing him to her children. Right. Next thing you know, he's showing up with, again, the gifts, like the Roofman, like Santa. I feel like he was using her for the feeling that he likes, which is that he's giving gifts, he's throwing parties. He's like, pizza party? We can have a pizza party. Like, it's weird. It's weird. He wanted to be with kids. He wanted to be, loved by children. And he even gets into this thing where like he's the whole thing where he's trying to show the teenage daughter, give a driver lesson, and he does something really dangerous with a car. And I was just like, I kind of hate this guy. I also think that for some reason Channing Tatum can be very dead-eyed.
Oh yeah.
As an actor, and I don't know if that was an acting choice or is he just kind of dead-eyed. We saw some, coming soon. Before one of the movies, they were like, we're talking to the stars of Roofman. And I was like, they look miserable.
Yeah, they did.
It was like one of those things before the movies in Regal. And Channing Tatum looked bored off his butt. And in this movie, he kind of had the shark eyes or whatever in this movie a lot. And I would hope it's a choice.
I hope it's a great acting choice and not just, hey, Channing, oh, it's old shark eyes is back. Look out.
Yeah. But, and I was also going to say, I don't know, sometimes actors are just too fit for it to make any sense. And he's like living off of peanut M&Ms.
See, and again, that's the true part that they kind of left out of this fiction part, is that when he was in the Toys R Us, the real Jeffrey ran laps at night. So he kept fit on purpose, but they didn't really show Channing Tatum doing that. They showed him like riding a child's bike everywhere. Like how does he keep that up? Like people are just expecting him and he's like hiding a bike in the bushes, and then he would be sweaty. I don't care how fit you get, you'd be a bit sweaty riding a bike miles to see people and then be like, hey, don't worry, I don't have a car. Don't
it's my car's out here somewhere. You don't need to ask too many more
down
questions.
The street.
Yeah, it's
how
one
many
of
times
these.
can you
It's
park
one of these.
down the street
Anyway,
before people
fun.
go, where's your car? Anyway.
Yeah. So so there's this whole like Channing Tatum, like again, was this the contractual? We're gonna need Channing Tatum's naked butt for a bit in Toys R Us,
right.
And I'm like, well, peanut M&Ms, great for fitness, I guess.
Right, get your abs. M&Ms. Apparently, bags and bags of them.
Right. So yeah, I would have loved to have seen, I don't know, more mayhem. I think for a movie based on such a crazy idea as this, I think there wasn't anywhere near enough mayhem. It got a little bit of a trudge. And I just want to say, hey, Hollywood, what can we do about this? Maybe don't build such a relationship with a criminal that you've based your movie on to the point where you make a boring movie. I think we needed a little, and it finally gets to the point where he's got to do one last big robbery so that he can afford the passport. Was that the deal? It's
right.
Like supposed to be his friend.
And so his friend I think his friend was smarter than him. Maybe they were military buddies or something. It's kind of smudged over that you're not really sure how he knows this guy. Or maybe I fell asleep too. Anyway, but yeah, I think his friend knows how much trouble he's in. Like escaping from prison and starting this new life of crime inside a Toys R Us. Just also, going to sell merchandise from Toys R Us to get money in his pocket.
Yeah.
And apparently it's like he had huge bank rolls. Yeah. Like you would just pull out wads of cash. It's like, that's a lot of stuff he's taking places to sell. And I think Peter Dinklage has one line going, the cops at the end go, did you notice anything missing? He's like, quite a lot of inventory. And that's all we cover that with. Okay, sure, quite a lot of inventory went missing. Wouldn't there be an investigation? Wouldn't Toys R Us corporate be like, what the hell's going on in this store?
I think even pawn shops would start to get suspicious.
Right. Like, where are you getting all these video games? And they all seem to be the same one. Sometimes you mix it up. Anyway.
But for being war buddies, it seemed like the character of Steve wasn't really trying. Was wanting $50,000 or something for this passport?
Like 10 times the amount, right? Because I think Channing Tatum said your normal price is about $5,000 for another personality, another identity with passport, driver's license stuff. And he's like, nah, man, it's gone up.
And just another example of like how this movie, like, seemed like it wanted to be fun, but somehow it deeply wasn't fun. Like the whole sequence where Channing Tatum is trying on different wigs. Juno Temple is putting different wigs on him for consideration. That should have been like trailer bait right there. That should have been like, oh, we're putting Channing Tatum in a ton of different hairstyles. This is the fun and games. And somehow, I don't know, Channing Tatum just looking kind of dead-eyed and all of that.
And the fun and games part, I guess, was him in Toys R Us, like at night. Like, what does he do? He's, everyone's gone home, Toys R Us is locked up, and at one point he sort of gets fed up with the Tickle Me Elmos on the shelf. Which, remember those folks? Those were big sellers one Christmas. You couldn't find a Tickle Me Elmo, but there's a whole end cap, and he just smashes them with a baseball bat. Now, what did he do after that? There's a lot of this in the film where it's like, well, what the heck happens after that? Taking the huge bag of M&Ms and eating them, well, you see him kind of shuffle the M&Ms so it looks like none were taken. Okay, sure, I'm buying that, but smashing Tickle Me Elmos to pieces, did he tidy up? Did you get a broom and did you go, uh-oh, I've kind of smashed their inventory and it's all over the floor. Why did I do that? And how did I hide it? Because I think that might have just been for the movie. I don't think the real Jeffrey would have smashed anything up to have him be discovered. But who knows? Maybe he did.
Yeah.
Anyway, stuff like that took me out of it going, well, okay, and he's washing himself in the bathrooms. No one notices, like, the soap goes really quickly if someone's showering all the time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think ultimately this movie suffered from, like, its main character was not as likable as they wanted him to be. And putting him on the poster and with, like, teddy bears on his shoulders and everything, somehow I thought he was going to be I thought maybe it was going to be way more of a story of him making really good connections in the community and maybe like the struggle with like, oh, I'm a criminal, but I really want to turn into a truly good guy. But however it was played, I just didn't feel like he was. I feel like he was fine being a liar.
Yeah.
He was just kind of, I don't know, just aimlessly going through this time. And I really felt for Kirsten Dunst's character and just everybody that was coming into contact with him. And yeah, I was really disappointed, I guess. And,
I agree. From the trailer, it looked like, oh, this could be interesting, this film.
Looked like it was going to be amazing. So the other movie that we sort of roped in with that, thinking it's going to be amazing, is Good Fortune. So that's the next movie we're going to see. So we'll
the trailer does look good.
We have one more movie that was not a romp to review, and we're going to start that video in just a minute. But yeah. Also, I want to say that I realized that the history of sound, I was like, I thought it was going to be about writing musicals. And it looked like it was more fun in the trailer. Well, my bad. That was the new movie with Ethan Hawke that's coming out that is about musicals. Somehow I got that crisscrossed with History of Sound. So Lord Squirrel into that under false pretenses of potential fun. I'm still glad we saw it, but I think the Ethan Hawke one looks like it has more potential to be fun.
Not Black Phone 2.
But we still did sing that song Silver Dagger. That's over on Instagram if you ever want to hear us cover that tune. All right. Well, let's wrap that up.
Yeah, what are your final thoughts on Roofman?
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about me?
Yeah, you.
I think I've said it.
I got a joke coming. That's why I'm asking.
My final thoughts on Roofman were that it was not as fun, that the truth was more boring than fiction could have been.
So let me just channel John Zorn and say, I loved it. Bye.
What? Okay, I don't know if I got that, but...
I was lying.
Oh. All right, now I get it. I was like, was that a jazz reference?
No.
Was that a John Zorn song? Whatever he plays.
Just call me Squirrel Zorn. Loved it. With all my heart.
If you ever turn out to be a total liar, I'm going to be so pissed.